Shimti ka Kong Idashisha Nongrang, mynta ka arpo tarik jymmang hajar arpusau, kum ka DGP ba Thymmai ka Jylla. Haba kren kila pathai khubor, mynta ka janmiet, kala ong bakidon bon kilat kiba ka tnat pulit, kahap ban pynwandur, kumno ban iajan bat ki paidbah. Haba kylli halor ka jingshah thombor ki kynthei, ka DGP kala ong, kila don ki por ba ka East Jaiñtia Hills, bat ka West Jaiñtia Hills, kala long ki district ki bajur bha ka jingshah thombor ki kynthei, bat ki don ki district, ki bala kham duna ki kam thombor, ya ki kynthei. Kumjuh ka Kong Nongrang kala kren ru, ya ki wei ki binta, kum ka jing kenrei udrak, ka Jingti bat shalantu yu doyong, ka jingthei kali hasor shillong, halor ka cybercrime, bat ki wei ki mat.
The basic policing, that is maintenance of law and order, prevention and detection of crime, and of course, we would be focusing on areas which we feel have the trends are much more disturbing. For example, if you look at crime against women and children, especially crime against women, we have seen rather than, despite all the efforts that we've been making over the years, there has been no decline. There has been, in fact, an increase. And we would like, while we have tried to reach out to various organizations, even at various levels, whether in the district level, whether in the thana level, we haven't been able to have the kind of not the feedback, but the results that we had been hoping for. So I feel that we need to have a relook at how we will be going about it, and maybe rethink and rework our approach towards tackling such issues.
Ma'am, you are the first female DGP of Meghalaya. So, what will be your focused area, and how do you see this?
Like I've said to other colleagues of yours, I don't think the female DGP is any criteria for or qualification for being DGP. The fact of the matter is, I've put in more than 30 years of service. So DGP, I don't think female is anything like that. But yes, as one of the I hate this first thing business, but as a female officer, as a woman, I feel very strongly that women have a very different perspective, and I will try to use that perspective to ensure that women themselves feel much better. I mean, feel much safer, not better, much safer, and improve the accessibility which we have, which I know is very. There's a lot of room for improvement on accessibility of the police to the public. I had mentioned earlier, we are trying to drill down and see and focus on what are the issues. Because in some cases, in some districts, we have seen an improvement. In some districts, we haven't. For example, take for us, we at one point of time we have been trying to identify the hotspots. At one point of time, it was Jaiñtia Hills, East Jaiñtia Hills more than anyone else. And then surprisingly, West Khasi Hills. But West Khasi Hills, when we had focused on West Khasi Hills, kind of a special team was constituted just to look into crime against women, especially POCSO cases. It did show a lot of improvement, but somehow the momentum we've lost, and we need to have that's why, like I was saying earlier, we need to have a relook and a rethink as to maybe there's something that we could do better. There are some things which we need to change, but that I would be able to talk about only after some time, not immediately.
Ma'am, you have contributed a lot in the intelligence bureau. So, what step will you take to improve the intelligence collection of the Meghalaya police?
When it comes to intelligence, we always feel that the less said, the better. So I would not like to comment on how we go about collecting our intelligence. But rest assured that intelligence is a focus area for us, and without intelligence, we will not be able to really do our duties to the extent that we would like to do it.
Ma'am, how do you see the law and order situation in the state?
Could be better. That is what we would strive to improve.
Ma'am, how will be your approach towards the drug menace in the state? How would you approach it?
That is a concern that we've been having a lot over, especially in the recent past. It's very disturbing, especially to me, because with my experience earlier in Jaiñtia Hills, and subsequently in East Khasi Hills, Shillong was usually a transit point, but now it's become a consumer. And despite all those seizures and everything we've not really been able to make a dent into actually the supply system. While there have been very commendable efforts by the ANTF in some cases, but in a number of cases we've not really taken we've not been able to take the action that we needed to take, and we've been faulted at a number of cases, a number of instances in court. Our cases have not held up, so that deterrence factor is not there. Yes. The drugs and the issue of drugs, especially the increasing crimes related because of the drug usage, especially amongst the youth and different sections of society, that is a concern which affects not only us, but it would affect not only our generation, but it would. I've seen what the effect that drugs has on at least 2-3 generations after this also. So it's something that we need to work together very closely, not only with the law enforcement and the other agencies that are involved in the fight against drug, but also especially with the families and the society at large. But we would like to drill down to the families, because one thing I've noticed about us is we like to talk about it, but we don't really do much about it. And when it comes to my family, it's okay, no, it's not to be discussed. Well, when it comes to misguided youth, I don't think it is only the duty of the police to be making efforts to show them a different path. It's something which the police has to work together with society, has to work together with other concerned, well-meaning groups, and it should be a concerted effort. And we should be looking at having a synergy in ensuring that the youth, as you say, are not misguided.
So tenure of any police chief
Yep.
is disappearing the problems. In the next 2 years, what are your challenges? What do you think? What are the challenges that you may face?
Immediate challenges, I would say, is like I've mentioned in some other forum, that the impression of the perception, rather than impression, the perception that the Meghalaya police is hostile to the people. Let me put it very bluntly. Correcting that influence, that perception, and to ensure that the people the police are accessible, are there to help you and not to harass you. In fact, to this end, we would be having a kind of an open house every week, one day of the week between 11 and 1. Most probably it will be on a Thursday. I would allow you would disseminate this information. We would be having open house in the sense that anybody who can walk in, who wants to meet the DG, I will give them a hearing. I will meet them personally. Other days, of course, they would have to take appointments, but most probably it would be a Thursday between 11 and 1 o'clock, and we could spill over. 11 to 2 most likely, that would be more 11 to 2 you would be I would be accessible to the
Are press people
Press people also included.
It's up to you. If you want to come, yes. But my only request to you would be, other people would also be having other issues. I was just discussing this with some of my officers before I came in here. Cybercrime is something that we are very limited with. Thankfully, one of the positive sides of the fact that we do not have that good connectivity is that the level of cybercrime vis-a-vis Meghalaya is not as high as in some other states, especially when you talk about frauds, whether it is bank frauds, whether it is people being duped into giving information about saying or transferring money, etc., etc. Cybercrime is something that we're working very closely with the government of India. I foresee has been coordinating. We do have a number of nodal officers. There have been a number of SOPs that have been put in place. But like you said, despite all of this, we've seen an increase in cybercrime. So yes, that would be another focus area. And we have sent some people in for training for handling, but cybercrime is such that it's such a fast, it keeps evolving. One modus operandi is being used in one instance, 2, 3 instances successful, then we move on to something else. So we have to keep updating ourselves on that also. So that is something that is an ever-changing challenge. And we are trying, but not. I can talk to you about how the government investment, as you're saying, 2 years back. But I presume at that point of time, yes, I would say yes, it was not as much as what we had wanted. But I've been told that in the last couple of years that there has been an increase. So I will look into that and see whether we need to go back to the government as to whether there is necessity for augmentation of that or not.
How equipped is the forensic lab in Meghalaya, ma'am? Because we
That
have
I'll
seen
have
in
to
many
ask.
cases they have to go outside the state.
I think that there has been improvement in that, especially when it comes to NDPS cases. But for the other cases, we still have to send out. Ballistics and chemicals division, I know, is pretty good. We're not sending cases regarding that out. But when it comes to forensic evidence, when it comes to DNA or anything like that, then we do have to send it out. And also, cybercrime forensics is not so great at the moment. We are working on that.